Why is it? I don't like it.
That's how I the weather, and I think surgery.
What else next year?
First time in a few years. They did us well.
Green County, January 14th, 2025, down session. Clerk Moffitt, please call roll.
Justice Van Elkenberg.
Here.
Justice Lee. Here. Justice Hobson.
Here.
Justice Jensen.
Here.
Justice Reed.
Here.
Justice Gerwin.
Here.
Justice Shipman.
Here.
Justice Dorsey.
Here.
Justice Johnson.
Here. We have a quorum. Please stand for prayer and stay standing for the pledge of allegiance.
Lord, as we embark on a new journey with new JPs and new elected officials, Lord, I want to bring forth the ones that have set forth this foundation for us of past years. Thank them for their service and their time in Marion County and leading us in the good position that we're at today, Lord, to move forward. And as you guide the new ones here today, Lord, with this new team, put us on the right path and give us the strength and courage to follow that path that you put us on. In the powerful name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Justice Johnson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
Motion. Second.
I got a motion and a second. Any additions or corrections? All those in favor? Opposed? Treasurer's report.
Hello, everyone. Most of you, I think I've met. There might be one that I haven't officially met. Welcome. Total balance of all of our funds as of December 31st was $9.9 million. And your packets, basically, I'm just summarizing what's in your packets. That represented an overall change, down 1.8%. However, in your packets also, I'm beginning to include per request a summary of our federal funds, because toward the mid-third quarter, we really started expending those funds last year, and I noticed it was affecting our balances. We weren't getting a true picture of how the county was doing. So the second page in your packet shows that down 1.87%. When you take out the federal monies that have been expended, we actually grew 3.4% for the year. Of that, our general fund balance is doing great at 20%. Road department with all the disasters, all the spending down 7.4%. Sales tax revenues, we were up 7% for the year. Let's see. That airport fuel tax is always a minor number. And then our sales and use tax up 1.5% for the year.
Wonderful.
It's my understanding going forward too, I will most likely just be reporting to you quarterly. So if you have any ideas on what you would like to see on a quarterly basis, in addition to the monthly summaries and then comparisons to the prior year, just get in touch with me or my deputy, Amber Knowles. I don't know if you all know her. Amber, would you stand? It's my deputy. Just let us know.
Thank you so very much. Yes, sir.
Justice Reed?
I noticed that you included in your report 2023.
Mhm.
Was that for comparison?
Just for comparison,
Thank
yeah, and if you like that, great, I'll continue. If not, just let us know and we'll revise and update. Thank you.
Thank you, Treasurer. Questions for any of the reports submitted? All right, I do not believe that the planning commission met and the budget personnel, law enforcement, solid waste procedures couldn't have met yet because I have not put people in those positions. Do we have any unfinished business from last year? I'll take a moment before we start new business to speak on Moccasin Creek. As most of you know, that's passable now by the great work done by the road crew. It's a semi-permanent fix. We are looking to two other avenues to make a permanent fix going forward through grant money and RDOT. Whichever one surfaces first, I'll mention in the upcoming meetings. We'll go from there. But as the treasurer said, yes, we're down a little bit in the road department funds because of the emergency repairs. But the great thing is with Governor Sanders declaring a state of emergency on that last flood, that for the first 270 days, all emergency response repairs that we do is 100% fully reimbursed. So some of the low water crossings you will see fixed to be able to cross, but rest assured that's not the way they will stay. Just open them up so people can get to town, quit taking a long way around, but we have permanent ideas and fixtures coming up in the future. And thank you again for your patience while we went through all of this. It's a rough rebuilding county 4 times in 5 months with 2 tornadoes and 2 floods of 100 years.
Thank you.
All right, new business.
Second.
Motion to read by title only. All in favor? All opposed? Ordinance 2025-1, an ordinance establishing procedures for the Marion County Quorum Court for the fiscal years of 2025 and 2026. Give me a second. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
We sort of had a little bit of a mix-up. I submitted an ordinance, a procedural ordinance in the packet. And the judge office submitted one also and got sponsorship. So, Madam Clerk, if you would withdraw that ordinance of mine. I do have a couple improvements I'd like to bring up to the court on this 25-1, if that's okay.
Go ahead, sir.
In section 1, there's a reference to procedural guide for Arkansas County Quorum Court meetings. That document, as a document, that actually doesn't exist. I would like to offer a motion to change that by deleting that and adding 2022 Justice of the Peace Procedures Manual, Chapter 6, Procedural Guide for Arkansas County. The Procedural Guide for Arkansas County Court Meetings is in that document in Chapter 6. So to have a complete reference, I would like to make a motion to have that interlineation change to this ordinance.
So what you're stating, sir, is that the procedural guide for Arkansas County Quorum Court meetings actually published in the different named book.
Say it again.
You're saying that's part of another.
That's chapter 6 of the JP manual. It's not a standalone document.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I'll put that motion on the table.
I'm sorry. Okay, for all you new people, I'm deaf, so I need, and I'm not recognizing voices yet. Did you second it, Tommy? No. Wesley. Okay. Sorry, Justice Shipman. Okay.
You don't know if I said something.
So there's a motion to delete. Hang on.
I've got it written down if you want me to.
Oh, that'd be great. Okay. What he said. And Justice Shipman seconded, so the motion is on the floor. You want a roll call vote, Judge?
Please.
Roll. Justice Van Valkenburg?
Can I ask a question as a newbie? Can you repeat what you want to replace that with?
Yeah, it's, the JP manual, as you're aware of, that's chapter 6 of that manual. It's the, chapter 6 is the procedural guide for Arkansas County Quorum meetings. Okay. That is not a standalone document that's like it's cited in the ordinance. It should have a full citation for, 2022 Justice of the Peace Procedure Manual, chapter 6. When an ordinance is written, it should be as exacting as possible, and that's just a reference correction.
Yes, sir.
The Arkansas procedural guide used to be a standalone document, Judge.
Okay.
And then what happened is when they upgraded to the 2022 manual, they incorporated that into the chapter 6. When we did the training for the new JPs, I gave them the old manual because it was a little more in depth and explained things in a little better than what the new JP manual is. So all the JPs that had the training have seen both versions of that. But Justice Reed is correct. Chapter 6 is basically the exact same thing. It's just they cleaned up some of the wording and they don't explain it as well.
No, but I agree. I'd like for it to say chapter 6 on this so that we're spot on.
I would note that they removed it from the document library under that title.
All right. I'm okay with that. Okay.
Any further discussion?
Yes, sir.
May I address Justice Van Belt?
Yes, sir.
In this vote, you're just voting on the motion to make the change.
Yes.
Justice Lee?
Yes.
Justice Hobson?
Yes.
Justice Jensen?
Yes.
Justice Reed?
Yes,
Justice Kerwood?
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Dorsey?
Yes.
Justice Johnson?
yes.
Motion passed.
Yes, sir.
One other note for this ordinance, section 5, pursuant to 1415-905A1, an ordinance should only contain one topic. Section 5 tends to deviate from procedures in establishing per diem for the justices, which is handled in 2024-61, numbers and comma. So unless there's a statutory purpose for listing the per diem for justices, I move that section 5 be removed in its entirety. That was a motion.
I'm still writing.
Second.
So again, what's the purpose of wanting to remove that? What's the purpose to remove the section 5?
It's not pertinent to this procedural topic. And statute requires us to stay with one topic in an ordinance.
It may not be pertinent, but I like how it reads, but there's a motion and there is a second. But I wouldn't mind staying in. I appreciate a good vote.
Justice Lee? I'm sorry, is there any further discussion? Justice Lee?
No.
Justice Hobson?
No.
Justice Jensen?
No.
Justice Reed?
Yes.
Justice Kerwood?
No.
Justice Shipman?
No.
Justice Dorsey?
No.
Justice Johnson?
No.
Justice Van Elkenberg?
Oh.
Motion failed.
Yes, sir.
Since that section stays in the ordinance, we need to correct it. The per diem for justices attending court is $283.50, not $250. I move that for an interlineation change to delete $250 per meeting and replace it with $283.50.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
So we want to have a pay rate right off the bat. Is that what we're doing here?
Well, you already got it, so might as well document
No.
I'm saying that's okay, we got it. Okay.
No, my comptroller, Justice Johnson, my comptroller said that is correct. 283.50 is what it should read. Yes.
So that's already been established.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
283.25, sorry, 25.
I'm sorry.
283.25.
Is it 25?
Yeah, that's the numbers.
Oh, sorry.
We're all 25 cents.
Yeah, you lost it.
Any further discussion? Justice Hobson?
Yes.
Justice Jensen?
Yes.
Justice Reed?
Yes.
Justice Kerwood?
Yes.
Justice Shipman? Justice Dorsey?
Yes.
Justice Johnson?
Yes.
Justice Van Elkenberg?
Yes.
Justice Lee?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Yes, sir.
I promise this is the last one.
Okay,
Section 2A, the time of the meeting is set at 5:30. Personally, that's a very convenient time, but I'm concerned about it disadvantaging portions, remote portions of the county, like Bruno, Ray Valley, even both shows, but specifically Oakland Promised Land, which takes them a good little while to get here. The traditional time has always been 6, and I would move that we do an interlineation edit to remove 5:30 and replace it with 6 p.m.
I'll second that.
any further discussion?
Yes. Again, with my constituents and talking to most people in this area, 5:30 is the time they've wanted for a while. I tried 2 years ago to do that. People have students, band, sports, things of that nature. It's a half an hour difference. I pay an hour and a half overtime already to get my employees at 6 o'clock that have to be here, and then pay past that, and as well as the meeting goes on. So not only will we be helping those that do have students in school that have not been able to make a quorum court meeting for years, we'll also be helping the county save money with paying the overtime. I would ask for a good vote and leave it at 5:30 how it reads.
Do all the committees meet at 5:30 anyway, don't they?
Yes, they do, sir. We'll keep them all straight line the same,
I
correct?
was thinking anyway.
Any further discussion?
So the motion is to change it to 6. So if you want it to 6, then yes on the motion. If you want to stay the same, it's no on the motion.
Justice Jensen,
No.
Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwin,
No.
Justice Shipman,
No.
Justice Dorsey,
No.
Justice Johnson,
No.
Justice Van Valkenburg,
No.
Justice Lee,
Yes.
Justice Hobson.
No.
Motion passed. I'm sorry. Motion carried.
I'm done.
Okay.
All right.
Any further discussion? I have a motion to adopt and I'm second. Are we ready to vote on adoption? Justice Reed,
Yes.
Justice Kerwin,
Yes.
Justice Shipman. Yes. Justice Dorsey,
Yes.
Justice Johnson,
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg,
Yes.
Justice Lee,
Yes.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen.
Yes.
Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Give me 1 second, I'm sorry, Okay, appropriation ordinance 25-2, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and emergency compensation for 24-61 for the calendar year. Transfer unappropriated funds from 2,000 county road fund to 1,000 county general and 2,000 county road fund parts and repairs in the amount of $16,727.37, and this was because of a insurance reimbursement. There was lots of documentation.
Motion.
Second.
Discussion.
Hang on a second. I promise I'll let you know those are when we're ready. Okay,
Yes, sir.
This is actually a fairly straightforward ordinance, but there's a lot of moving parts that may be not understood quite as good as it should be. For that purpose, I move to table this ordinance until February to allow for a budget committee review.
On a reimbursement from the insurance?
I'm sorry, were you addressing me?
You want to table a reimbursement from the insurance company? They're just giving you money back for a wrecked grader?
Yes.
Okay.
May I offer a comment? We actually got money back in the first part of the year, it seems, 16,000 or so. And then we got money from association for 13,000. So that gets a little confusing as to how these monies are moving around. And I think there's questions that need to be asked more appropriate to a budget committee than open court.
there's a motion on the table to table this ordinance until February for a budget committee review. Is there a second? Motion failed for lack of second.
I'd like to point out what this is instant about is that the vehicle crashed into the road grader of the county.
Correct.
It wasn't the county grader crashed into the vehicle. So
Yes, sir.
it's not a term I'm looking for. The county was at fault. The county was not at fault. The vehicle, the driver of the pickup was at fault. He crashed into the county grader. And all this is, I think he had insurance, and we're just working all the details out about his insurance and reimbursements in all different areas. So there's no confusion. If the county was liable for this, gentlemen who get divorced.
There's a motion to adopt. And a second, is there any further discussion? Justice Kerwood,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Dorsey,
Yes.
Justice Johnson,
Yes.
Justice Van Valkenburg,
Yes.
Justice Lee,
Yes.
Justice Hobson,
Yes.
Justice Jensen,
Yes.
Justice Reed.
No.
Motion passed. The next ordinance has been pulled by Justice Reed. The next thing on the agenda is a delegate to the Quorum Court Association. I need to,
Would you please take the time to explain to them what that is?
The Quorum Court will pick one of their members to be a delegate to the 75-member governing body at the Arkansas Quorum Court Association meeting. And it's held in April, and voting privileges will not be extended to your county delegates if we do not represent ourselves. So I need a nomination.
Nominate three.
You go, sorry. I can't go.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we should ask if there's anybody interested.
Yes.
Is there anyone interested in being the delegate?
Don't raise your hand all at once.
I will. Okay, we've got two. We've got Justice Van Valkenburg and Justice Kirkwood.
Wonderful.
And Justice Shipman is going to withdraw his nomination.
All right. Well, now, interesting. Never had two delegates at one meeting. How do I do this?
Ross paper scissors.
You can either do it by hand vote or paper vote.
Does anybody object to a hand vote? All in favor of Justice Van Valkenburg?
We vote for ourselves.
Huh?
Do we abstain or do we have, we vote, right? We vote for ourselves.
You can vote for yourself.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All in favor of Justice Kerwood? 1, 2. Okay, Justice Van Valkenburg, congratulations, you get to go to me.
Congratulations. That's what you get for being first on the ballot.
Hey, but it is nice to have more than one.
Yes, it
That wanted
is,
to
very
participate.
nice.
That's good for us.
That's what I wish you could go to, I think you'd be a great asset. Your Honor, or your Honor.
Here's what we got.
I get it all the time.
That includes my part of the.
I now have appointments to the library board. I'll do a quick recap to the step of the process to make sure everybody's on the same page. We had to release from the county. I won't get into personnel issues, but the library was dismissed last month. And then it was voted out to disband and unseat the administrative board of the library. I have spent the last month going through interviews with those that have wanted to be on the library board. I want to say, first of all, Marion County, thank you for those that put their name in the hat. Before, it was like pulling teeth to find someone to fill a position, and this time people came forward. And this shows a strong want and will to move Marion County in the right direction. I have personally met with the 5 that I'll bring before you today. Just because I appoint their name does not put them on the board. That rests with the 9 of you all. Because I have met with these 5, I've had talks with these 5, and I feel these are the best 5 to move our library in the right direction for the years to come. The first name I bring before you is Marcus Flippin. I would like to appoint Marcus Flippin to the library board. Yes, sir.
Judge, would you publish this so I don't have to write it down?
Say again?
Would you publish this?
I will publish this, yes. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, like sign? Welcome Marcus Flippin to the library board. The next is Daniel Justice. I'd like to appoint Daniel Justice to the library board. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome Mrs. Justice to the library board. The third is Miss Bonnie Kinney. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome Mrs. Kinney. The fourth is T.C. Burnett. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Welcome Ms. Burnett. And last but definitely not least, Mr. Dave Dacus Jr. All those in favor? Opposed? All right, that is your 5 for the library board. Some of them are here tonight. Should after the meeting, if you want to meet them, I've asked them to come so you can put a face with the name. But those will be the 5. We will get them sworn in. We'll do our best within the next 48 to 72 hours in the library board meeting so they can go through the process of picking their chair, vice chair, treasurer, and secretary. And then we will start the process of putting together applications for a director of the library. Yes, sir.
What's the term?
5 years.
Would it be prudent to kind of stagger that?
Probably get to that in probably the next 3.5 to
Okay.
4 years, but I want to get things rolling right now.
One.
Yes, we will come through, and when we re-elect, we will stagger.
Okay.
Yes. With that said, and those appointed, I do believe we have announcements, and we have Ms. Susie McVeigh that was sponsored by Justice Kirkwood.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes.
Thank you, Justices. I'd like to read a letter that I gave to Judge Jason Stump and then just share a few thoughts, if I may. Dear Judge Jason Stump, I have been in my current position as a library assistant for just over 5 years. Working under Dana Scott, the library director, has been the most enjoyable and rewarding job experience I have ever had. Dana's leadership style has caused me to excel in my position. I love our library. I love that I can provide essential services to our community through our library. I have been a witness to her character for the past 5 years. She is the kind of person who crosses her T's and dots her I's. She has held me to a high standard of work ethic. She challenged me to do my absolute best to help with whatever needs people had. She would say, "The people are our first priority." Dana encouraged the library staff to treat everyone with respect. You only needed to visit the library to see what a warm and welcoming atmosphere she created for anyone who wanted to participate. She gently and patiently taught grannies how to play games. She practiced this same patience teaching loom knitting while showing the same stitch over and over with great enthusiasm for people interested in learning a new hobby. She welcomed teens in and made them feel like they belonged and had a safe and fun place to come to. For the little, she enthusiastically read them some of her favorite books like Pete the Cat and Pout Pout Fish, mostly by memory, and painstakingly taught them how to play cooperative games with a smile on her face. These are like first and second graders we're talking about. She has made such a positive difference in my life, as well as so many others in our community. I cannot imagine a director that could bring to this library what Dana has already accomplished. Dana Scott was arrested on December 2nd, 2024 for alleged financial crimes. Since then, I have been tasked with the responsibility as the library manager. I have assisted with gathering information for a federal audit for 2022. I have also completed 6 FOIA requests, including more than 1,300 pages of information. Somehow, the county expects to keep some kind of normalcy amidst all this chaos. The previous leadership of this county has allowed this kind of unjust, erroneous, discriminatory.
Tread lightly, but not here to speak for themselves.
Okay.
I'm gonna skip over that.
I cannot help but imagine if certain people who are or will be exercising authority over the library and decide they do not like me, that this kind of treatment could come my way. I am leaving my position because I must stand on the side of what is right and just. I will not choose my job over doing what is right. I apologize. Please accept this letter as formal notification of my resignation from my position as library assistant, library manager of the Marion County Library. I wouldn't think to blame any of you for what has happened. You've only just begun. And I want to thank you for stepping up and taking on this role. But do you realize that you have the power to alter the entire course, even could destroy someone's life? This is what's happened to our library director, Ms. Dana Scott. If these meetings, which begin with prayer, acknowledging and recognizing our Heavenly Father, and inviting him to be present here to guide our decisions, please allow his conviction, and I include myself, to influence yours and my motives, your choices, my choices, your behavior, my behavior, your vote. In Luke 6:38,
30 seconds.
given it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be put into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6:7. Thank you very much for your time and your space.
Thank you for quoting scripture.
Yes, I'd like to. It's written, so I need to. Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Before I get into committee assignments, those that are here that have been appointed now as the library board, if you'd like to come forward and just introduce yourself to the Quorum Court members, I would appreciate that.
Do we have to come forward? I think everybody can see me.
Well, if you want to stand back and yell, you sure can, but I thought putting a face with the name for those concerns would be great for us right now. Seeing how we're moving in a new direction with the library.
Hi, I'm T.C. Burnett. Pleasure to be here.
I'm Danielle Justice. Thank you.
I'm Dave Davis.
I'm Marcus Flippin.
And I'm Bonnie Kenny.
I thank you all very much for stepping up and coming forward and wanting to be a part of a new chapter in Marion County. Thank you very much. I have 5 standing committees that I put together. On 2 of those committees, I just used 3 justices, and on 3 committees, I used 5. Solid Waste Committee will be Justice Shipman, Justice Reed, and Justice Kirkwood. And I will email you all these together, so you don't have to try to write all this down right now. Law Enforcement Committee will be Justice Hobsons, Justice Jensen, and Justice Lee. Procedures and Management will be Justice Reed, Justice Johnson, Justice Dorsey, Justice Hobson, and Justice Van Velkenberg. Personnel Committee will be Justice Shipman, Justice Van Velkenberg, Justice Lee, Justice Jensen, Justice Kirkwood. And the Budget Committee will be Justice Shipman, Justice Dorsey, Justice Kirkwood, Justice Lee, and Justice Hobsons. Thank you all very much for your emails and responding to me on what committees you'd like to be on. With that, I will entertain the motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second, we have adjourned. Thank you.